Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here, basically, we are discussing about the topic that is 20% error, basically. So, in this, basically, we are discussing about the city. So, one of the person told that basically, this basically you have discussed that basically 3,75,000 city basically will get separate, and in this basically you have discussed that also that around certain level of city also basically will get separated, and the 3,75,000 project manager will be there, and 3,75,000 blood cells will be there then into the lias basically. So one of the person told that basically each and every incidents basically are controlled by this France, China, Japan, and USA. Like these things basically groups are basically doing, right? Basically, then he told that basically is the error basically which is coming basically, that is 20% error basically, education error basically, that basically direct effect is there basically. For example, this 200 people basically got error basically, right? So due to that basically the big earthquake basically can happen. Then you know that how basically big earthquakes basically can happen. Then you know that basically big earthquake, for example, uh, uh, big earthquake means like this basically. For example, in India basically, the resources union basically are there. For example, in India, monster.com is there, naukri.com is there, and the Times of India is there. These all are basically one union. Then it was that yes basically. They basically say that basically this person is not supposed to get job. Then basically they keeps on doing basically watch to him basically doing the SMS, doing the mail, and they basically checks that basically whether this person is getting job or not, whether he has got the job or not, because they have basically told that basically to the company basically that he is not supposed to get the job. And the another side basically, one person told that basically he must get the job basically, and like this basically the recruitment group basically become one, and they basically told that basically we will do anything basically to get the job basically. We will companies basically are telling that basically we will not give him job basically. This is another side. So two side basically is there. Then the third side basically, the governments basically are telling that basically we will not give him job basically, whatever things basically happen. If you are giving job basically, then basically the government is going to take action against him, you basically, that is your company basically, company group basically. So this is third part basically. Like this basically the fourth part is the friends group basically told that basically we were basically giving him job basically, we have given lots of resume also basically to him, to the recruiter basically. Now basically we are not going to help him. So this is basically fourth part basically. Like this basically, these all parts basically are right there basically, right? In this basically assume that basically part is also connecting to the 200 people basically error. So anything is going to happen in the environment basically. Then one of the person told that basically what is going to happen, tell basically. Nothing basically is going to happen basically. One of the person told that basically what are the things going to happen, just tell basically. The person basically is not getting the job, he is not getting the job, his blood cells basically will become little bit nervous basically, that basically will become, but if he is the normal person basically, then his blood cells is going to affect to the environment basically. Then it is that nothing, that means nothing is going to happen basically, going to happen due to his blood cells basically. Like this basically nothing is going to happen, because the 200 blood cells is already generated, and 550 crore people is already died now basically. Now you can't do anything basically. No basically, the responsible group are who, that are basically we have already discussed basically. The responsible group basically we have already discussed, that is the 200 people error basically. So one of the person told that basically yes, here this 200 people basically error is there basically, and government is responsible. So government are basically that kind of people basically. Few government basically they say that basically we will finish him, that means we will finish him basically. And few government basically are that basically we will save him, that means we will save him basically. So there are two types of government basically. There are two types of governments basically. That basically is also that basically. So in this next video, basically, we are going to see a little bit more about the governments and the private companies. Few recruitment people basically say that basically we will finish his career. Few recruitment people basically say that basically we will not finish his career. We will try to save his career basically. Few education industry basically say that basically we will basically give him good opportunity basically in the software industry. Assume that person basically is in the software industry, we will give him the good opportunity in the software industry basically. One person is telling that one university is telling that basically no, basically we are not going to give him good opportunity basically, we are going to take out his opportunity. So like this basically the negative positive both side basically are there basically. That depends upon the thinking of the companies and of the thinking of the recruitment group basically. One of the person told that basically yaar, if suddenly assume that basically entire Asia land basically get disappear, then basically what will happen? Then basically that day basically you can't do anything basically. That day basically the earth planet is moving, buildings are basically moving left right basically. That time also you fight basically, we will not give him job, we will not give him job basically. That time also basically become one basically. One of the person told that basically that time also basically do one thing, tell that particular person group, that company basically don't give him job and don't give him job basically. Like this basically also things basically are there basically. So one of the person told that basically that type of thinking basically are also basically there. Then basically the thinking comes basically like this. One of the person told that uh, अरे यार he basically have a good knowledge basically, right? Then it was like yes, yeah, basically he is having good knowledge, he is having good this that basically, but he is not getting the job. Why? Because the resume basically which is he is sending basically he is not getting to the particular concerned person basically. Why? Because the entire recruitment industry basically has become into the business basically. It has converted, education has converted into the business. So whatever basically who are connected with a certain level of education basically, they are only going to get the business, they are only going to get the job basically. And here the opposite side are also basically there, they basically will block his resume. That means basically he is not going to get anything basically. So this basically convert into totally the purely business basically, you can say purely business. So job basically nowadays has converted into the purely business basically, purely business. Now basically we will take one example. Assume basically just now basically one earthquake basically came, like assume France basically, or basically assume that in India basically some earthquake basically came, Manipur basically. So how basically that earthquake came basically? One of the person told that basically Manipur blood cells might be there basically, that blood cells basically might have affected basically. One of the person told that 2.3 earthquake basically came in the France, that means some earthquake basically might have came in the France blood cells basically. Like this basically things are basically there basically, right? So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this earthquake also basically, and these all topics also, that is 1300 city got earthquake, 22 blood groups, 20 percentage error basically is inside the education, 200 people basically error, and the 11 parts basically has divided of the earth planet and earthquake are equal to incidence basically.